Thank you, Adriana, for this report. And now we continue. This weekend, protests are taking place in over a dozen Brazilian cities, demanding justice for Moise Kabamgabe, a Congolese immigrant who was brutally murdered at his workplace. Shortly after demanding he be paid his back wages, our correspondent Brian Mier has more details.
In over a dozen cities in Brazil and around the world, protesters took to the streets to demand justice for Moise Kabamgabe, a 22-year-old Congolese immigrant who was tied and beaten to death behind the kiosk he worked in Rio de Janeiro, shortly after demanding 200 reais in back pay.
We are here to demand justice for our brother. I am an immigrant from Angola. They can't do this. Our brother died, and we can't remain silent about this, because if we do, it is going to happen again.
In São Paulo, thousands of members of the African immigrant community, the Brazilian black movements, unions, and working-class social movements gathered to block off Paulista Avenue, show their solidarity, and express their outrage at a racist double standard in which security forces, including the police officer who owns the Tropicalia kiosk where Moise worked, act as if the lives of black people are dispensable.
An African immigrant being beaten to death at 5 in the afternoon only because he asked for his back wages says a lot about this country, which has dismantled labor nights, that commits mass incarceration of the black population, that has turned violence into a spectacle. And we have come out today to say enough.
Security analysts believe the murder was carried out by a militia. The fact that it happened right down the beach from where militia leaders live in the same condominium complex with President Bolsonaro and his family has not been lost on anyone. Brian Mier, Telesur, São Paulo.